this like real quick size comparison thoughts. I got KPL oil in the way. I clean my knives constantly. Just want to do a real quick like run through thoughts, comparisons. So this is actually the one I got first, aside from the two side busters, but those are gone. Daughter stole both of them, the gray bone pocket worn and the red jig, both in carbon steel. This is in carbon steel, as you can tell. This is a 75. Most people know what a 75 is. Stockman. Nail nick on this pile side. So I recommend putting those straight up. Case is sharp. This one not so much. I've actually knocked my hands against this. Never really had an issue. Now, see? Slick oil. Anyways. So that's the Stockman 75. And I'm going to lay these on their sides just because I don't really have. So if we look here, this is right at, I would say 4 3/8, 3/5, 3/8. Yeah, I can't say. I don't know why I said 3/5. 3/8, 4 3/8 inches. Blade right at the. I want to say 3 1/8, but if not, it's almost 3 3/8. But the cutting edge would be more close to the 2 3/4 on the clip, and I'll just do cutting edge real quick to save time. 1 3/4 cutting edge. I'd say 1 3/4 cutting edge again, but I think it's actually closer to the 7/8. 1 7/8 on both of those cutting edge. Then I got this one. This easily became my favorite. There's just something about a trapper. And I will never not have this on me, just so you know. So this one, the handle length is going to be right at 4 1/4. 4 1/8. I'd call it more 4 1/8. The blades, I'm sorry for bumping this, but again, I'm trying to hurry. 2 7/8 cutting, probably 3 1/4 inches long, which sounds about to their specifications. They have exact specifications. I hate the fact that this is on a tripod because I always bump it. So it's going to be the same. 3 1/4, 2 and shoot, right at 3 inches cutting on that. I think this is probably that too. I just obviously don't know how to read it. Yeah, it's right at 3 inches cutting as well. 3 1/4 long, 3 inches cutting. Then this came along. This actually, with the half stops and everything, kind of became my favorite ergonomically. And this one I'm not gonna display it like that. Dude, the blades are the same. I just want to show you the canting in that blade, how it cants downward. Now I've heard the full size used to do that. Why they quit, I don't know. And someone in the comments let me know, do they make a full size trapper sow belly? Because that just sounds really amazing to me, and I'll show you why in a second. 3 1/2 inches long. Blade is 2 3/4 on both. Cutting edge, I would say just shy of 2 3/8. Right at 2 3/8 on the spade blade. I wish they had a little bit longer ricasso or whatever they're called, tangs on the finger area again, because if you see that, that'd be nice to have a little bit extra room. But anyways, I'm not worried about these in any particular fashion here. This one came along, easily my favorite now. See the thinness of these blades compared to these. Put these away carefully. But if you look, it's thinner, a lot thinner on this. And that's where I think the hot spot comes in for like the new Knives New Again guy, or yeah, Knives New Again channel. The 75 to me was almost a little too long in the hand. If you look, and I've done the measurements, it's just a hair longer than that, and it's a straight feel in the hand. It's not horrible, especially with certain blades. Myself, I prefer this, and then the clip point there. This is your most used blade, so it's everything's right hand opening on this actually. Instead of the clip point being on the pile side, it's on the show side, or the clip point, the sheep's foot. Why did I say clip point? Just really ergonomically friendly. So if a person had that in a trapper, that'd be great. A great ergonomic design. But myself, I was thinking, what if a person had, okay, and see, it's just ergonomically friendly. You don't, I can see where it's a hot spot, not so much here, and I don't think that's what he was talking about as much as the spay blade here with that clip point, because now you're right on the real thin side of that, and it can be, it's right there. It's pretty obtrusive, but if you put this against the palm of your hand, you don't really feel it. Now, what I was thinking was, do they make a trapper? Maybe they do. I'm going to look it up when I'm done with this, a trapper sow belly, because if the two blades were pivoted right here, the full-size trapper made the handle a little longer, obviously, because it's quite a, you know, a little bit of a difference there. It's almost as not much longer than the mini trapper. But you see the canting here. I'm going to show this canting off. See how the handle shapes downward? Now look at this one. Tony Bose special. Look at that. So if you had two blades here, pretend this is a clip point, and you were cutting. So if you were cutting like at the edge of something, you could just straight cut. Now if it was a clip point and you wanted to draw cut, that blade is going to, it's going to be there. You know what I mean? Like that tip of that blade for a draw cut's going to be there on the clip point. And then when you're skinning something, wouldn't you want that towards you like that more anyway, to be able to get that belly like that, or like this? I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. This thing's been around a heck of a lot longer than I ever thought of. I just thought it would be cool and a cool ergonomic design, because you wouldn't have the clip point there, obviously. And if you pull this clip point out of the way, which I'll be careful with it, you already see what it did to me already, because I thought it would be a good idea to do the whole display thing with the clip point like this. Well, I didn't raise this up in a 90. I wasn't thinking, and I finger slipped off this blade when I was opening it, and that happened. But anyhow, so if you put this out of the way and you open this one all the way up, you would have something similar to that for a clip point if you had the spade blade out. I mean, that is just ergonomically amazing. You wouldn't have the clip point there, obviously, in a trapper. Anywho, that's just my ramblings. So my thoughts are, I was going to collect these, and you know what? With the case, anybody that owns cases and they get into this rabbit hole, they're going to tell you, probably, if they're being honest, you can't choose. You really can't. I'm saying this one's my favorite right now. This one I'll never leave home without. It's always going to be in my left pocket. This one's always in my fifth pocket. This one actually has been replaced by this. I can't see anything replacing the trapper, and I probably won't allow it, like in my EDC, just because it's too handy to have. But I say that now. But if I get a copper lock, which I'm not a fan of copper locks, by the way, but a copperhead, a Barlow. The Barlow right now seems a little bit much because their sheep's foot is really wide, or their clip point. Is it a clip point or a sheep's foot? I think it's sheep's foot. But it's really wide. Maybe it is a clip point. Yeah, I think it is a fat clip point. I don't know. Maybe there's a variety. Has a little pin blade, really handy looking. Tomorrow, I'll do a initial impression of unboxing of the 18. I don't have one of those. Now the 18, to me, this is very, very comfortable. So that's going to be your most used blade, most likely on this. If you're buying it for the sheep's foot. Most stockmans, people do. It's the most used blade. Makes sense. Spade blade, if you had a whittle, I mean, that's perfect. Or draw cut towards you, or not draw cut, but like cut rope towards you, away from you, because like the knives new again guy said, it kind of pulls that rope towards your fingers and not slipping off the edge. But anyway, that's the same concept with the trapper too. So they probably make a trapper. Somebody, maybe not Case, probably makes a trapper sow belly. I think that would be amazing. Case did do it. If they don't, they should, because 2 blades at this end would just be canting gold for me, so to speak, because I love a canted blade. That's why I really like this. So I can see my 2 collector's items being, and this is good on the pocketbook at the moment because they don't have a lot of handle varieties in the sow belly. So I think that's going to help out with my pocketbook. Now this, on the other hand, they got all kinds of unimaginable, and imaginable, however you want to put it, handles. So I could go broke messing with these because they're only $3 or $4 cheaper on average for the same scales between these two. I think they should be 10 or 15 if I was being honest. But I'd pay it just because it's really good fit and finish on these. And it's got a good snap and all that. But it's just not like a strong backing like this one, obviously. The spring on this one's gonna have a stronger back snap than the other one. This has got some pretty good snap. Now if you watch my first initial impressions, it was gritty and it didn't have a lot of snap. As a matter of fact, most of the blades would get stuck as soon as you tried to bend them back toward the closed position. Like this one, that wasn't this one as much. It's got a lot more snap now that I oiled them. So it wasn't this one as much, and I don't worry about the blade rub as much on this because they're recessed. And anyway, thanks for watching, and talk to you next time.